Yo, what is up? It is Nicky G with an X instead of the C, Cheeto Fan 33, and I'm gonna be talking about KSI and Austin Broom. I don't even know if this is like fully official or whatever's going on, but they both said they were fight. But I'm just gonna kind of get my thoughts on a few things that I think about the whole situation in general. So first off, I just want to say this: you guys know I support Jake Paul when it comes to boxing. When it comes to boxing, I repeat. um, but I think there's really no doubt. I think KSI was really just stuck in a hole in this situation, and eventually he's just gonna have to admit that he was ducking Jake, and I think this is just one of the ways that he's just gonna get it off his chest. So his big excuse this whole time is that he really wanted to fight Jake, but he just had too much going on with music and the coronavirus, which is still stupid back then, anyways, because people were still fighting. Um, but now, as soon as Austin McBroom beats Bryce Hall, and he's trending and all this stuff, then, but now KSI wants to fight all of a sudden, no problem. He can stop his whole music and the coronavirus apparently is all good now, and he can just go out of his way and fight Austin McBroom all of a sudden. When Jake's already said he's been ready to fight you this whole time, so this is perfect time for KSI. uh, Jake just signed a contract to fight Tyron Woodley, and Austin McBroom's up there, which KSI probably believes is an easy fight. But now I want to talk about the fight. So basically for people generally, like on TikTok, when you see the people making their list of the top three boxers, it usually goes like Logan Paul, then KSI, then obviously Jake number one. But everybody, I don't know if it's because KSI's fan base or KSI started it, but it's like a guaranteed thing that KSI is second or even the best YouTuber. It's like a well-known fact. But I really don't know why. I mean, 2 years is a very long time for somebody that's already only fought, what, three times anyways. And he didn't fight very good boxers. Logan wasn't very good back then. I don't think he's very good now. I think he's came a long way. But back when he fought Logan, or back when Logan fought KSI, I don't think he was very good. And I mean, Austin looked pretty good. I mean, obviously he was fighting Bryce Hall, you know, which is not impressive at all. But I mean, you could just tell by his footwork that he at least had a good training camp, and he's fresh out of a fight. And who really knows what KSI has been doing during this 2 years, and if he's really even going to be the same. He could be a completely different fighter. So I don't know if I'd say that Austin McBroom would win. I wouldn't be surprised, but I definitely don't think it's like an easy fight or a warm up fight for KSI. I think it's gonna be a good fight because I think Austin McBroom. I mean, seriously, let's look at it. I think Austin McBroom's a better fighter going into this fight. Like going into this fight, this is the first time that we actually know the boxer and we've seen the boxer. He fought Joe Weller and Logan Paul. We didn't know anything about them. We'd never seen them box. So going into the fight, this is the best boxer that he's fought in yet. I mean, I don't know how you could argue that. So saying that this is an easy win for KSI, I really just don't see it. I think Austin Groom is, he's already an athlete, and unlike Nate Robinson, he actually did train. You can tell he's actually been sparring. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing that fight. And I don't really know if I want Austin McBroom to win as much as I hate KSI because I really KSI just sits back in his big happy chair in front of all his 20 million fanboys talking about, he's the king, what KSI says goes, and all they just look up and believe everything that KSI says. And he can just laugh and manipulate his fans into thinking that he's not scared of Jake Paul and he still is better than Jake Paul. And that KSI saying that he's going to knock Jake Paul out is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in his life. You couldn't knock out Joe Weller or Logan Paul, which you both said you would. So you're going to knock out Jake, who's had 4 fights and won them all by knockout. But you think you're going to knock Jake Paul out. Clearly, far and away the best boxer that you would have fought in yet. It's just ridiculous, KSI's logic. Some of his videos are funny, I'll give him that. But his boxing career, it's just a joke, honestly. It's obviously there's no off season for Jake. There's no bulking for Jake. Jake's constantly taking the sport seriously, and he's constantly getting better, and he shows that every fight. Um, so yeah, whatever happens with Austin McBroom and KSI happens. If KSI or if Austin McBroom wins, then good. KSI will have to tell his fans how much of a fraud he is and how he's not really that good. And it'll just be funny to sit back and watch KSI have to admit that he lost. But if he does win, then, well, maybe we'll see him and Jake fight. Probably not. KSI will probably make up another stupid excuse, but, maybe we'll see Jake and KSI fight, which would do crazy and create big numbers. And there is nothing more out of any boxer in the world that I would love to see. There's no more out of any other fight. I would just love to see Jake knock out KSI in front of all of his fans in the UK. After all the crap KSI's talked, to have to sit in front of his camera and own up to his fans that he just got knocked out by Jake Paul. And I think he knows that's what would happen, and I think he's scared to fight. His own trainer, Vidal, said that too. So, yeah, that's basically just my thoughts on it. Yeah,